All right, I'm with a longtime friend today, Captain Mike Gallo. He and I have been fishing together 2 decades at least. Outstanding guide here in this Lake Pontchartrain area. And believe it or not, it's super early, but we're the first boat here on the Trestle. Won't stay that way for long. Definitely gonna get busy here, but we're gonna see what we can do before the crowd arrives. All right, I'm starting with a Green Hornet Matrix shad on a 3/8 ounce death grip jig head. What you got, Mike?
I have a Gallo Matrix on an inline drop shot.
Mike is a drop shot fiend.
Yeah.
Probably one of the first anglers to really fish them a lot here in Louisiana.
I would say if I'm fishing, on the bottom, it's 95% of the time I'm fishing a drop shot.
95%, really?
The only time I don't use a drop shot is when, not fishing a cork.
Yeah.
Or we find them suspended.
It's breezy this morning. We got a southeast wind. It's supposed to pick up as the day goes on, so it's gonna be pretty breezy. Oh, got a bump.
You got a hit?
On the way in, yeah.
Oh, they might be a little suspended, huh?
I think this Green Hornet is kind of underrated on this bridge. Not a lot of people fish it, but I love this color here.
Yeah. Water kind of looks.
Yeah, it looks a little off. Huh? It's hard to tell, but
the Pearl River is still high.
yeah.
It's falling now because it rose all night. And it probably pulled some river out.
Yeah. Oh, there we go.
Got one?
That's a good hit. That was a good hit.
Oh, you do have him. Okay. Sure that's not a flounder?
Could be. He's not fighting trouty, is he? Might be a flounder. We'll see in a minute. No, nice trout.
Oh, look at that.
Good trout. All right, we go. Big Lake Pontchartrain speckled trout. Awesome.
What was that, 16, 17?
The fish?
Yeah.
I'd say 17, yeah, it's a pretty good fish. Fish on?
Oh, he's little. Oh, he's tiny. Get off, get off, get off.
He did.
I didn't want to pull him in the boat. It was an odd bite. It just drew tight.
Oh, yeah.
Which makes me think I was asleep at the wheel. I should have felt the initial kick. You always critiquing your own technique?
Yeah, but who knows? Sometimes they just mouth it.
How did you miss that?
On some days it's like the ones you feel bite, you don't ever hook. And the ones you do hook are the ones you don't feel bite.
Yeah, yeah. I was telling somebody the other day, I said, the best way to explain it, sometimes I feel like the fish want you to show it to them. Other times I feel like they want to find it.
Yeah.
And you understand that.
Yeah.
He's like, what do you mean? Be still and let it sit.
Oh, God damn it.
Another one?
Yes, I'm telling you, a good bite.
Yeah, I need to go to green.
One of those where it's like, he's hooked up.
Can't even hold it up too high. The fish is jumping the boat.
There he is. Oh, shit. I lost another one, Mike. Not executing well. He was hooked up for a minute. There he is.
I need to go back over that spot, don't I?
Yeah, there's a few. Oh, Mike, I lost another one.
He looks skinny from behind.
Got a little duck? Yeah, he does. There's one. There we go. Is this going to stay hooked up? Odds are it won't.
Oh, you got it.
These fish are going crazy. What's the water temp, Mike? 75?
Yep, it was 75.4. Got him right in the corner. I see it.
All right, there we go. Another beautiful Lake Pontchartrain speckled trout. Big fatty, 16 inches or so.
Plenty of room in there if I want to contribute.
Oh, you.
Yes, another one?
Yep. Oh, come on, Todd. They're pounding it. Got him?
Yeah. He's low.
Next year's crop. He'll be a keeper in the fall. I'm sure it's some of the hits I'm getting from those little guys.
Yeah. You know what I never heard anybody say anything about the reduction of trout? We have live shrimp almost year round.
Yeah, correct. You know, I know you guys like that, but I'd love to see it go back.
Back in the day, you didn't get live shrimp till third Monday.
Yeah, you wouldn't have them yet.
That's right. On maybe, there were very few occasions, probably less than 10, where, what's that marina over there? France Marina had shrimp, and it would be maybe 2 weeks before our shrimp season opened. And that's 21 miles away.
You talking like in Mississippi?
Yeah. I'd go over there and, you know, I'd take an ice chest, put water in,
Yeah.
have a bubbler.
Yeah, you probably, if you had to fish artificial here, oh, there he is. Nope. Well, there he goes. That was a 2023 keeper, not a 2024 keeper. Got him, Mike?
Got him so far. Another little one. Come on, Todd, catch a 13-pounder.
That'd be nice.
I told Don Dubuque that. He said I'd be happy with 2 6.5.
Yeah, ecstatic.
I guess when you make your living talking, you know the right things to say at the right time.
No, there's nobody smoother than Don. Nobody.
For 2.5.
Nobody. He's a legend.
Such a nice guy.
Yeah, Don's a great dude.
Very lucky to get hooked up with him early on, you know.
Don's voice just sounds like fishing and hunting. It just does. I mean, I think back to the very beginning of my career.
Yeah, right.
I remember, I mean, literally one of the first stories I did, I was staying at a hunting camp somewhere in the swamp, Capt Basin, I don't remember exactly where. Just an absolutely horrible place. Get up in the morning, of course, Don Dubuque's on. You know, they got it blaring in the camp. We're all listening to Don. I mean, that's a long time ago.
You see, you gotta
got him?
You gotta tell him, though.
I think he might make it.
No.
Nope.
He might make it in the
He would have made it last
He's
year.
gonna make it back out the boat.
Got him?
So far.
There you go, Mike. It's a good fish. Real good fish. All right, Mike and I made a move farther south. We had a lot of bites up north, but couldn't connect on a lot of them. Just a bunch of misses, probably from some small fish. We just got set up here. I got a snag on my first cast, unfortunately, so I was retying. Mike just caught a really nice fish, so definitely optimistic about this area. Fish on?
I don't think he'll make the team. Maybe.
He's worth hitting the tape. I think he's 12 3/4.
He was legal last year. Boy, is that close?
Well,
It's not close enough.
guess not meant to be.
I go in there and I put this bag on the counter. She's like, "What you got?"
There's one.
Got it.
That feels like a decent one, Mike.
Need that? See a jumper?
Oh, it's a flounder. There we go.
Flounder like that one.
Small flounder, but a flounder. You want him or no?
He's a little on the small side.
Whoop.
Although the one I have isn't much bigger.
We'll let him go.
I might have one. There we go.
Fish on, Mike?
Yeah.
Feel decent?
It's a
Oh, flounder. There you go.
It's a Mother's Day gift.
There you go.
Hey, Mike. Uh-oh.
You said it's been a good flounder year, huh?
You know what? It's about the size of my mom, too.
He's big enough.
Get in there.
You can swim in there.
Oh, there's one.
What you got, Mike?
Right up against that pile.
Feeling trouty or floundery?
I don't know.
Can't tell yet, huh?
It's pretty good. It feels really good. staying down.
Man, we might need a net, huh?
Of course, bigger trout will stay down. We ought to see some color here in just a minute. Look at that.
That's a good trout. Real good trout.
Yeah.
You want me to net him?
I switched to
You want me to net him?
to my 10-pound fluoro, so yeah. We're not going to bring.
All right, good fish. Real good fish. That's a big old fat Lake Pontchartrain trout.
And the hook came out when we netted it.
Look at his belly, man. He's got something in there. Might be eggs. Good fish.
Woo.
Man, look at this. The drop shot is shining. Another flounder.
Oh.
Oh.
The Houdini fish.
I don't think he would have made the team anyway.
Yeah.
All right, so Mike fishes these drop shot rigs. He fishes them all the time. He's kind of become known for it. Has great success with them literally year round. But I wanted him to go through how he ties these so you can put them to use. Definitely produced for him today. So let's go through that.
All right, so I have my main line, and I like to use, I think that's 20 pound, and it's just basic trilene. And I will tie this into my hook. Now I'll look at the eye of the hook and see where it's bent around and there's a seam. And I want my main line away from that seam. I use a centaurum knot. It's very simple. 3 loops. My tag in is gonna go through the back of the 3 loops. I've tied it for so many years. Always wet your knots. I can cinch it, and I really don't have much of a tag in to cut off. So that goes up to my rod, like that. I use a lighter line. This is some 12 pound, basic monofilament. This is Berkeley trilene. However far you want your plastic up from the bottom. You can tie it as short as 8 inches. You can make it 2.5, 3 feet. When they get that long, I call them a long shot instead of a drop shot. But anyway, I go in the same eye. I use the same knot. The hook wants to get me. 3 loops. And then my tag in goes back through the back of those 3 loops. Cinch it, wet it. I guess it's wet it, then cinch it, right? From there, I use a bank sinker the majority of the time. I pretty much use a 1 ounce bank sinker every time. On rare occasions, I've been in some of the larger passes in the area where the water is going so fast, I add a second and sometimes even a third bank sinker for like Wrigley's Pass. Whatever your knot of choice is, I use the centaurum. It's simply what I learned when I was 10. So kind of knew it backwards and forwards. So there's my drop shot rig, just like that. That hook sits off to the side. You can thread your matrix plastic right onto here. I usually nose hook them. This is one of the colors we were fishing today, glow. And I simply hook it right through the nose. That lure sits just like that.
Now, what do you feel the advantage is to a drop shot as compared to just a jig head or a Carolina rig?
I can do several things with it that you can't do with a jig head. I can suspend, right? So the boat's up there. We're in 10 feet of water. Sinker's down on the bottom. I can let it sit just like this. The current moving past it will make it sit off to the side, and the current's gonna make the tail wiggle. So it simply looks like a minnow swimming in the current. I can just suspend it right there. When a fish bites it, there's no weight to it whatsoever. So he's not gonna immediately feel 3/8 of an ounce or a 1/2 ounce jig head. It just doesn't have much weight at all. So he may hold it for just a tad longer, and that's what we need to put the hook in him to get a good hook set. The other thing, when he does suck it in, his nose is gonna run into that line, gonna send that vibration right up to your rod. You're gonna know he's there and be able to set the hook on him right away. So it's worked for me really well. I guess I've been field testing it for about 8 years. before I was willing to share, but I know it works. I'm positive it works. When I'm fishing any body of water and I'm fishing the bottom for trout, 95% of the time I'm fishing a drop shot.
Okay, and last question. You use a smaller hook than most anglers would use. What's the advantage to that, do you feel?
Yeah, I don't want him to see it. If I'm in really clean water, I don't want him to see it. There's another hook that I've used on occasion. This one here, it's a bigger hook, and the eye is in line, so you could see where your tag line down to your sinker and your main line up to your rod would have that hook sitting perfect. When the fish goes to bite it, you hook him right in the roof of the mouth. So this one works just as well. I do think on occasion when the water gets really, really clean in the fall that I want to steer away from the bigger hook to the smaller hook.